How's it going, everyone? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, here to talk about Fallout 4's Creation Club. It has gone live on PC today. It's in beta at the moment. Also, as well, tomorrow, it's going live on PS4 and Xbox One. And I want to talk about my initial thoughts and opinions on Creation Club. And I'll summarize them at the start of the video. One, I think Creation Club at the moment is a bit underwhelming. And two, I think the different pieces of content available under Creation Club are a little bit pricey. And I'll start with why I think it's underwhelming, and then we'll move on to the prices a bit later. Mind you, everything that I'm talking about, all the articles that I'm talking about, will be linked in the description below, including the Bethesda.net article that you can see on the screen right now. And I'll also be going to the Steam page, which shows you the prices of the different packages for credits under Creation Club, and also a really useful Reddit post that lists all the prices, or rather I should say the credit costs for the different pieces of content available under Creation Club. So let's go through this Bethesda.net article. It lists a bunch of descriptions. I'm not going to go through that, but I really want to focus on the different pieces of content available, because this is why I think at this stage it's a rather underwhelming. So here you've got a Chinese stealth armor, you've got a modular military backpack, you've got Morgan's spacesuit from Prey, which is pretty cool. Then you've got different skins for the Pip-Boy. So you've got Onyx there, Swamp camo, you've got chrome, and then you got a power armor paint job, which is in black, homemade shotgun, a prototype Gauss rifle, modern furniture workshop pack. So I'm assuming it's not just that, right? It's 40 modern furniture and decorative pieces, whatever they may be, and the Hellfire power armor, and also a power horse armor. It's just Bethesda taking the piss out of themselves. Why do I think this is underwhelming? Because most, if not all, of this stuff is already available for free on Nexus. Now, I want to show you why I'm saying that, because if we go, where is it? He listed it somewhere here. There we go. Henge Bob's on this particular article lists Chinese stealth armor. You mean Chinese stealth suit by Dogtooth, and he lists the Nexus link. Modular military backpack. Then he lists the equivalent on Nexus, and he keeps doing that for most, if not all, of these different pieces of Creation Club content, essentially making the argument that most of this stuff is already available for free on Nexus. Now, I understand the differences between what's available on Nexus and what's available through here. I'll just go up here so it's a bit nicer to look at, right? The difference being, of course, that one, you can install these items and not have your trophies and achievements disabled, because it's not technically mods according to Bethesda, but it's official content. It's mini DLC. That's what Pete Hines called it. So that's why they're not disabling trophies or achievements. But if you don't care about trophies or achievements, like me, I don't care about that anymore, then that's not really going to matter to you. Also, as well, of course, all of this stuff is QA'd by Bethesda itself, but so are mods on Nexus, right? I mean, they're tested, and people are constantly giving feedback on the, compatibility of mods and whether there are glitches, etc. on Nexus pages, and mod creators are updating those things usually all the time or really frequently. So in terms of those two differences, they're not really different, yet on, Creation Club, there are these at the very least, they're very similar pieces of content that you have to use real money to pay for. Now, again, I can see the benefits for people on PS4 that don't have the full suite of mods, and all of these pieces of content will be available on PS4. So definitely, I can see the benefits for you. But also, it's available on Xbox One, which has a bigger suite of mods, or a bigger availability of mods. And also, as well, it's available on PC, and we've got so many different mods that are free through Nexus. And a lot of this content that I'm seeing here, again, is just very similar to what we've already had for free for a very long time on Nexus. So all I'm asking is, what's the benefit? What's the actual added addition of spending money on these mods in particular, as opposed to downloading them for free? Mind you, of course, the free mod system is still there and will forever be there, according to what Bethesda is saying. I'm going to lean towards believing them at this stage, but that's why I think the content at this stage is underwhelming. And let's go to the actual cost of the credits for Creation Club. This is the Steam page. Again, I'll link it in the description below. And if you go here, you can see different purchase options. So I'll click on that. 750 Creation Club credits, or CC credits, is $8 US. 1,500 is $15, 3,000 is $25, and 5,500 is $40. Really roughly, it's about $1 to 100 credits. Now, it's not so much applicable at the lower stages. Essentially, the more you spend, the more cost-effective your purchase is. If we go to this Reddit post here, essentially, if you purchase the first option, the 750 CC option, the credits are about 93.75 points per dollar, and then it increases as you increase your purchase price. Obviously, they're trying to incentivize you buying more to get more credits or get more bang for your buck, right? But for argument's sake, for simplicity, let's say you're going for this one, it's about 100 points per dollar, yeah? So look at all of these pieces of content that I just listed. Chinese Stealth Armor is 400cc, Hellfire Power Armor is 500cc, and so on and so forth. So this would be about $4, this would be about $5, this about $2.50, $4, etc. You get the point. I think it's a tad pricey because, for example, let's go to the prototype Gauss rifle, $4. Now, if you were to compare this to the price of Far Harbor, which I believe individually at launch was about $25 US, and Far Harbor from memory came with about, let's say, 15 to 20 new pieces of weapons in particular. So that was $25 for the new weapons and also the full quest. Like, not just one quest, but, you know, hours of story content and a bunch of different quests. So you're comparing one weapon at $4 to a $25 piece of DLC that contained 15 to 20 new weapons. You see the kind of the distinctions here, and people were also making comparisons to some of Skyrim's DLC and how this looks kind of pricey in comparison. And, you know, Pip-Boy skins here are 50 cents. It might not seem like much, but compared to what we've had in the past with DLC prices, you know, I believe, what was it? It was, Nuka World was about $20 US at launch, and that also as well came with new content. And this is about a fourth of the price of Nuka World. A single weapon, Gauss Rifle, is 400 credits, about $4, about a fourth of the price, almost a fourth of the price of Nuka World, right? Automatron, I believe, was $10. You can correct me about those specific prices in the comments below. You know, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but you can see the point that I'm making here. These prices seem relatively exy or, you know, expensive when you compare to the price that we've been traditionally paying for DLC, especially, you know, I haven't even considered the season pass, which makes everything slightly more cheaper, yeah, but just considering the individual prices of DLCs that we've purchased in the past, in my opinion, this seems a little bit pricey, especially as well when you consider that you can buy, or sorry, not buy, download for free very similar content on Nexus, yeah. So that's why I think it's underwhelming, and that's why I think it's pricey. Myself personally, I don't see myself getting into this system unless there is like something that we haven't seen for free or something that's not so similar to what we've already seen for free on Nexus. And what I'm really talking about there is like new quest DLC. I would love to see if this is really mini DLC as Pete Hines described. And I also tweeted out to Pete Hines about this. I'll link it in the description below. You can see my thread on this. You know what? I'm actually going to pull it up right now. So he was talking about how this has all been tested by our QA. It's going to be compatible with the game and DLC. I argued to him as well that, look, practically the content is very similar to existing mods that are already compatible with the game and the DLC. Most mods available on Nexus are compatible with the games and the DLC. And then while they're not, you know, officially QA'd by Bethesda, they're still QA'd to an extent. They're still tested, one by the mod author and also by the community. And then the community gives feedback, and then those improvements are incorporated. And if they are mini DLC, right, the price point is tough. Again, I said here, Far Harbor was about $25 that had quests and 20 plus new weapons from memory. Here the guns are around $2 to $5 each. I think people are struggling to find the benefit of buying over downloading free mods. But of course the mods are still available for free, and that's a great thing. And I was just offering constructive criticism. I want to see the system improve to be able to benefit hardworking creators behind it. I do want to see modders compensated for their work. As a YouTuber, I would be a hypocrite to say, well, I can do something that's considered a hobby and make money from it, yet mod creators that do that for a hobby as well, they create mods for Fallout and Skyrim for free, but they're not allowed to make money from it, yet I am. It would be completely hypocritical for me to say that, right, and to try and make that argument. But nevertheless, I still want to see the system be, I guess, beneficial and fair to consumers. And when in the past we've spent this amount of money traditionally on DLCs like Far Harbor, Fallout 3 DLC was even cheaper than that, right? But we won't get into that. We'll use Fallout 4 DLC as a comparison. It's a hard price point. It's tough to justify. And until we see, again, I kind of got away from this, but until we see new DLC content that we haven't seen before on the Nexus, I don't see a reason to be spending money on something that, yes, I can already get for free. And the fact that you can get it for free is great. That system is not going away. But you're still asking people, not asking, but you can still offer people the option to spend money on these pieces of content. I think there needs to be, especially at the price points that we've seen, as you can see here, I think we need to see something a little bit more. Aside from just QA testing, aside from just the fact that you can use it with achievements and trophies enabled, because how many people care about that? I don't really care about that anymore. I'm sure there is a contingent of people out there that do care about that, and I will bear that in mind. But these are just my opinions. So anyways, Wastelanders, I would love to get your thoughts on this topic. Please let me know in the comments below. I am sorry if I babbled, but I did this in one go, and I think I did a pretty good job. Anyways, please take care of yourself, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.